So again, I'd like to welcome everyone to ProSites presentation, Pay-Per-Click and Search Engine Optimization. Again, my name is Fanny Barrientos. We're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is what we're going to be covering today. First, we're going to start on the same page and ensure that everyone understands the differences between search engine optimization and pay-per-click advertising. It's just going to be a brief overview of what the similarities and differences are. Next, I'm going to be talking about how to use some of that information in general and how to combine the two channels and give you guys a few ideas on how you can do that. Will also be giving you 3 common search marketing strategies that you can implement in your practice today, depending on what your goals are. And hopefully what that'll do is it'll give you some ideas and start turning the wheels in your head so that you can implement those and have them fit to your marketing strategy. Finally, we'll be covering some resources that you can download in addition to this webinar so that you can learn more about specific topics, whether it be specifically PPC or SEO or both. I'll be giving you some of those, and those links are included in the presentation. So when you get this presentation PDF, you can go ahead and click on those links. And the conclusion will also include the live Q&A. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started and talk about SEO and PPC. So first, what is PPC, or pay-per-click advertising? It's a way of using search engine advertising to generate traffic to your website. And as the advertiser, you only pay when your ad is clicked on, not when it shows up to a searcher. It's a highly targeted form of advertising that gets you in front of people in your area or whatever area you're targeting who are looking for services that you offer. So when looking at a search engine results page, pay-per-click ads are typically the first 3 or 4 results in the search engine results page. These used to be off to the side on a desktop device. If some of you may have remember that, but Google recently in the last year moved the ads to all be in line with organic results so that it's more of a seamless experience for searchers. Okay. In terms of search engine optimization, this specifically is the process of maximizing the number of visitors to a particular website by ensuring that the website appears high on a list of organic or quote-unquote free results by a search engine. So as you can see, here are the paid ads at the top, and anything below the ads are actually considered organic. Organic includes the snack pack. This is a part of blended results that you see where Google will suggest local businesses within an area to a searcher and tell them where they are located and all of their business information. And it will also include the listings below that, which will give a little bit more information on their results. All right, so what are some of the similarities and differences between the two channels? The major difference between pay-per-click and SEO is that pay-per-click is basically you pay to play. You know how much your budget is, and you can figure out how much you want to bid on specific keywords, and you'll want to monitor keyword bids, and this is where negative keywords come into play. It's a lot easier to do A/B testing with pay-per-click because you can see results almost instantaneously when compared to search engine optimization. And it's a lot easier to determine ROI because Google will give you more information on how your ads are performing. It's also quicker to improve your online visibility because, again, you are paying rather than earning your results or your authority. And you have the ability to target audiences in multiple geographical locations, and that's probably the other biggest difference between SEO and PPC because SEO is hyper localized meaning that the algorithm is built to give the most relevant results to the searcher based on their geographical location that they're searching from. So their search results will actually differ if they are in, say for example, New York City, if they're in Manhattan, or if they are, say, in Brooklyn. So that's really the major difference. With search engine optimization, you basically earn the right to play. It's going to be more heavily focused on the type of content that is on your website and how relevant it is to searches. And this is completely determined by Google's ranking algorithm. Just to call out a difference, Google's ranking algorithms do not apply to their AdWords whatsoever. Those are two separate things, and when you're looking at a ranking algorithm, if something happens in an algorithm where your search results, organic search results will change, they typically, or they will not, in pay-per-click. Excuse the noise outside. The major similarities between the two is that keyword research is vital to the success of both channels. You need to know what people are using to search, how often they're searching, and obviously you develop content so that it addresses those keywords. In terms of search results, it's very similar as you saw in the slides before. A lot of searchers can't tell the difference. There is an indication at the very top that it is an ad, but a lot of people just overlook that. So to a searcher, they look essentially the same. Okay, so let's go and move on on how to use the information from PPC for SEO. One thing that is very commonly used is sharing keyword data. So when you're doing keyword research, Google has a tool that will that will tell you how many impressions or how often a keyword is showing. It'll give you an idea of what competition looks like for that keyword, and it'll even give you a suggested bid. You can use that information to create your content strategy for both PPC and SEO. So for example, let's say we're looking at San Francisco dentist versus Bay Area dentist. When we're doing keyword research to figure out where or when or what's happening with those keywords, we'll look at search volume and competition, which Google is telling us is somewhere between 100 and 1,000 monthly searches for both keywords. However, the suggested bid is $11 for San Francisco versus $4.50 for Bay Area keyword. And while both the monthly searches and competition appear to be equal for each of the phrases, the difference in suggested bid is sort of suggesting that dentists see more value in the one with the higher bid and are therefore bidding more aggressively, which is driving the bid up. This information can help you determine how you want to optimize for those keywords. So a lot of dentists will look at, these metrics and they could say, well, if the bid is higher, I may want to target that keyword because if everyone else is targeting, then it may be worth targeting for. On the flip side, you could say that, well, if everyone else is targeting, I don't necessarily have the spend to compete with them, so I'm going to go ahead and target something else organically, or I'm target anything else through paid search, and then target for the highest competitive, or the keyword with the highest bid organically so that I don't have to pay for that expensive keyword. All right, another way that you could use it, and this is very much related, is to inform your content strategy in SEO. So the great thing about pay-per-click is that you basically know what's happening within a couple of weeks of testing things out, whether that be ad copy or you're bidding on keywords or really anything. And so when you're informing your SEO content strategy, what you can do is set up a couple of ads and test them against each other on PPC to see which are the most effective. So if you find things that are an ad that is most effective, you can actually apply that to your SEO optimization and then in turn optimize your page titles and meta descriptions to match the ads that were the most effective to improve your click-through rate through organic results. So let's put this out into an example. Let's say a dentist right now currently targets Bay Area dentists on their page titles and meta descriptions. So based on PPC ad conversions, we learned that searchers are more likely to contact the dental practice when the ad says San Francisco instead of Bay Area in the ad copy and landing page, because this includes the landing page as well. Using this information, then we can bring these changes back to the actual website and change the website's metadata to say San Francisco instead of Bay Area. There is an air of caution here though. If your website, if you specifically want to target Bay Area instead of San Francisco, then it may change how you rank for those specific keywords. So you'll want to keep an eye on how your rankings are changing after implementing the change. Okay. So moving on to 3 common practice strategies. Now these are just some suggestions in terms of strategies. Please take this and adapt it however you see it, however it fits into your marketing strategies. These are just ideas that you guys could use. So the one way that a lot of dentists use this is for search domination. So essentially taking over a search engine results page. And that's really just a way to beat out competition. So this is ideal for practices that are established and have a clear understanding of what their keywords, what keywords work best for them. At this point, they've done a lot of keyword research, have probably had a little bit of SEO or any combination of SEO and PPC, and they know what works for them. This is the most aggressive strategy because it does require you to have performance in both SEO and PPC, and it will also require you to hold position 1 in organic results in the snack pack and bid highly enough that you appear in position 1 for AdWords ads, meaning that you'll need to focus a lot of your spend on a specific set of keywords within AdWords, because if you're competing and it's a highly competitive term, then it's most likely going to be expensive. So you don't want to drain out your spend, and ideally you can do that by just focusing on some keywords. This is a very aggressive strategy, but it can happen if you are appearing high in your AdWords ads on the SERP, and if you're appearing in #1 position for organic results and #1 in the snack pack, what you're essentially doing is you're taking real estate away from your competition and making it more difficult for them to show up on the search engine results page at all. The next strategy that I wanted to point out is a search visibility boost. So really what this is, it's a way to show on page 1 of search engine results while your SEO is taking place. So if any of you have had any experience with SEO, you know that it does take some time for it to work. You have to implement title tags, you have to go through business listings and clean those up and make sure that you don't have any duplicated listings. And on top of that, make sure that your practice name, your phone number, your address are all consistent across business listings, which by the way is one of the biggest pain points that I've seen with dentists, because there are a lot of duplicated listings. So typically that requires a lot more cleanup than some like a plumber or an accountant may have. So that's one of the biggest places where dentists tend to see the most issues. It is a lot of work upfront for SEO. So while that's taking place, a lot of dentists will actually launch a campaign for the same keywords that they're targeting within their SEO campaign, so that they are showing on top of search engine results pages on page 1 while their SEO is, or while their website is crawled and indexed and ranking. This is ideal for new practices or practices that are just starting out with search marketing. So any of the newbies. You'll have to do extensive keyword research to determine which keywords you should optimize for. And you can run ads for specific keywords while you wait for your optimizations to show results. And you can actually continue this strategy to discover new keywords that are worth targeting even after your ranking. So say, for example, that your first priority when you established the campaign was just to show up, just show up for general dentist. Um, and if you started a campaign with PPC, those are the keywords that you would target. And eventually, your website would rank for those keywords organically. Then you can shift your focus through PPC and target a new set of keywords. And let's say, for example, you want to, while you're optimizing your website for, let's say, dental implants, you can start targeting more toward dental implants, and you'll have visibility for those keywords as your website's being optimized for dental implants to show organically. Okay, the third strategy is extending to a new market. So this is especially helpful when you want to appear in surrounding areas that you're particularly interested in targeting. So I used to work on the client services side, so I used to have a lot of contact with our members and helping them with their SEO strategy. And one of the things that they realized is that with SEO is it's actually super hyper localized, which I mentioned earlier. So how search results show will depend on where the searcher is with respect to the practice's location. The closer you are to the practice, the more likely it is that a searcher will see you. That's a limitation that Google put in to enhance a searcher's experience. You know, they want to know what's around them now. They don't really care what's 15 minutes out. You know, what's away of 15-minute drive away. So that's just the way the algorithm works. A way to sort of counter that is, you know, have your website optimized for whatever services are in your area, and then targeting your surrounding areas where you know you don't rank organically so that you can pull in some of that clientele, some of those patients. So for example, if I'm focused on my surrounding area and I have my eye on a community that's a little older that I know are going to need dental implants or all-on-4 or dentures, but they're just far enough away that I can't target them organically, I'm going to target them through PPC so that they know I'm there. And on top of that, it's going to be in the ad section of search engine results. So anyone who's helping them search, you know, they're going to see that first. It's just a way to combine your strategy so that you can expand. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and include some resources for you guys. This didn't go into the nitty-gritty on how pay-per-click and SEO work because that would be a very long webinar. So I did want to include some resources. First off is local search and how it's affecting your practice. This is a series of blog posts that that you can read to get a sort of an understanding of what's happening with your practice and how it relates to SEO. Another blog post that I believe is really important for dentists especially, and I've already touched on this, is duplicate business listings and why they're bad for your practice. I touched on this a little bit, but essentially what that is, it's having duplicate listings and having those issues are going to prevent you from ranking organically in the snack pack. And the snack pack is absolutely very reliant on what your presence looks like on Google Maps. So take a look at that blog post to see if maybe you're having any of those issues. It does include 3 common scenarios for dentists on how to identify a problem and how to fix it. So I would recommend that one. I would also, if you want to learn a little bit more about the major differences between SEO and PPC, the blog post is there for you. And then also the #1 reason why your dental practice's pay-per-click ads are not effective. So like I said, pay-per-click is great because it does allow you to test a lot of ads. And so figuring out what's happening and why it's not working, it takes a little bit of time and understanding of how everything works. So I would definitely recommend that blog post for anyone who is interested in pay-per-click or has run pay-per-click before and they just simply don't understand why it didn't work. We have a couple of blog white papers, a dentist guide to getting more profitable patients. It goes into more depth on how the bidding strategy works on AdWords, since that is the most common platform for pay-per-click, and then also a white paper on SEO. Okay, let's see. If you guys are interested in, doing this and taking advantage of the dual channel, please let us know. Our contact information is on the page. We've already helped a lot of dentists with this. So we can absolutely help you with your marketing strategy. Just contact us on the phone number and we'd be happy to help. All right, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take questions. See, I see a few coming through. Okay, so the first question that came through is how much is it for one click? So when someone clicks on one ad, how much do you typically pay? That will really depend on where you're bidding, what keywords you're bidding on, and how much competition there is around you. So those are the three things that will definitely come to play. The way that AdWords is set up, it's set up as an auction. So the more people bid on a specific keyword, the more expensive it's going to be. If you are interested in PPC, I'd recommend that you have a frank discussion with your internet marketing advisor to see what your goals are and how much that could potentially cost in pay-per-click, because it will really just depend on what your strategy is. Oh, here's a good question. Does having social media accounts play into how you rank, like in the snack pack? No, not directly. So the way that social media works with rankings is it's essentially an outlet to distribute your own content and potentially get more backlinks. So if you guys, just to clarify what a backlink is it's a hyperlink that points to your own website from other websites, and Google will look at how everything is linking in your network of backlinks to your site to determine how relevant and authoritative you are. So when you fold social media in, what that'll do is, let's say you're blogging and you're just, blogging away once a month, but people need to see that. So you can share that on social media, and that could potentially catch the eye of someone that wants to share that as well, not on social media, but on their own site, and that will create a backlink for you. There is speculation that social media engagement metrics will become a ranking factor in the next year or so, next couple of years. But right now, with the digital marketing community, it's very much speculation, and there's no real evidence that that's happening. But Google seems to be alluding to that. So definitely, if you want to stay ahead of the curve, fold in some social media so that you can come into play. The second part of that question is, does it affect the snack pack? No, the snack pack is completely reliant on business listings. So if you're having issues with the snack pack, I would definitely recommend that you check out that blog post that I just put up about duplicate listings. That'll go into some detail on what is looked at in order to be ranked in the snack pack and how to identify issues and then how to fix them. Let's see, we have a couple more questions coming through. Oh, here's a good one. How much spend do you typically need for pay-per-click? So with pay-per-click, you have to have a monthly budget, and then Google will actually take that budget and distribute it throughout the month. So you'll need enough budget that you can pay for clicks for a specific day. So let's say, for example, that you have a $30 budget, just to make it easy, $30 for the month. That means that you have about $1 for clicks for each day. Let's say, for example, that you're targeting Los Angeles, and for someone to click your ad in Los Angeles, it costs 90 cents. So if you have $1 for the day and someone clicks on your ad in Los Angeles, that's going to cost you 90 cents. You have 10 cents left over. That means that you don't have enough money for someone to click on that ad again in Los Angeles. So you'll want to have enough spend so that you have enough budget for that day so that people can potentially click more. Once you run out of budget, AdWords will just simply stop running your ads, so you won't even see your ads anymore. Typically what we see from clients, we see somewhere around $400 to begin with for the month, but definitely that it may be more or less depending on where you are. So if you speak to an internet marketing advisor, they can actually give you a more accurate estimate for you specifically. Let's see. I think we have time for one more question. Hmm. Oh, okay. Here's a good one. How does blogging help my SEO? So with blogging, I've already kind of touched on this in terms of social media that you can distribute your content in order to entice backlinks. Backlinks are very important for your SEO. Another way that it does help your SEO is that it creates more content on your site. So when Google bots go and crawl your site, they see that you are speaking that you have some authority on the topic, right? So if they continually see you speaking about general dentistry, or if you're a pediatric dentist, maybe you can talk about baby bottle decay. And if they see those topics coming up consistently on your website with new content and unique content, then they're more enticed to go back and crawl your website and potentially rank it higher because they see that you're relevant. So if you're not already blogging, definitely consider it. It's a way to add content to your site so that it keeps it fresh and it entices backlinks when distributed through whatever means it may be, whether it's email or social media. Okay, I think at this point, it sounds like the questions have been answered, so I am going to hang in here for just a second, but I am going to be concluding the speaking portion of this presentation. So thank you everyone that took their time out of the day to look at this presentation. Again, you will have this in your inbox in the next couple of days with the PowerPoint slides, in addition to the recording. So at this point, thank you and have a great day.